Peace and positives. This is Amelia A. Ottal, aka Emily MC, author of Y'all Not Gonna Make Me Lose My Mind book. And today's topic is on what we learn and don't learn from school. Now, before we get into some clips from the global community, we're looking at the impact of formal and informal education on our minds, mindsets, habits, attitudes, behaviors, and ultimately our relationships and ability to create livelihoods, which may or may not positively contribute to society. In essence, is our natural human ability to want to learn things helped or harmed, developed or disrupted by the educational systems we're placed in, forced into, privileged, or socially conditioned to experience? Now, what of the so-called school to prison pipeline? What's going on with trade schools? Whatever happened to ethics and home economics as mandatory classes? What about media studies, digital literacy, entrepreneurship, contracts, legal studies, emotional intelligence, and mental health education? And speaking of mental health, are the learning environments which we grow up in preparing us for a life of wellness and construction, or a life of survival, which will eventually need deconstruction? For context and transparency, I'm a firm believer in the phrase, if you're not programming yourself, you're being programmed. I'm also delivering this message as someone who has experienced, seen, or desired many different aspects of the American and international system of public and private learning. This includes Catholic school, New York City public schools, independent and charter schools, specialized high schools, HBCUs, PWIs, community colleges, Ivy League colleges, scholarship programs, certifications, and paid courses. Yes, I've been around. Now, in third grade, my parents were approached about skipping me a grade and sending me to a gifted school, but they declined both offers. While they didn't tell me about this until years later, I could feel my relationship with school slowly but surely becoming more contentious and more challenging. I recently read a tweet that said, micromanaging intelligent people is the equivalent of bullying. And yeah, it definitely felt like that. And also, it's complete opposite. It started to be very clear to me as a child that there was no resource for a mind like mine, and for those who truly were interested in developing their intelligence and ability for real-world skills and innate gifted abilities. As a result, I've been both a straight A honors student and a straight F student, as well as a high school dropout, trade school dropout, and GED recipient. I transferred into a university program and eventually graduated with honors and academic awards from a private university. But this was not the happy ending I was hoping it would be. Fast forward, and me finishing a degree and getting a formal education was actually in spite of a lot. This was me surviving a very flawed academic system. So I'm very thankful for nonprofit organizations, community programming, entrepreneurship, and me making mentors out of as many good nouns as possible, which helped supplement the learning that shaped me and the unlearning I had to do from school. So the question remains, why would school be an obstacle to our intelligence and success? And do we widen or narrow our options in life by the kind of education we seek on our own? In a time of great individual success and knowledge communities, alongside great economic disparity, wage gaps, funding gaps, and mental health challenges, even at the C-suite level, and record numbers of entrepreneurs successfully operating in creative, service, product, and lifestyle industries, are our learning systems giving us the keys to lock in or draining us and keeping us locked out? Now, if you're following along with my original book, here's your day 2 quotes from pages 13 and 14. And if you're following along with my workbook, here's prompt number 2. Thank you all for your support of Y'all Not Gonna Make Me Lose My Mind. And without further ado, let's roll the clips and hear from the global community about the power of learning and unlearning in formal and informal education. Peace.
I noticed that this lady doesn't really care to teach. She had told me, quit bitching. I wasn't gonna try and just sit there and take it.
If you would just get up and teach them instead of handing them a freaking packet, yo. There's kids in here who don't learn like that.
Bye.
They need to learn face to face.
Bye.
You're just getting mad because I'm pointing out the obvious and you're too
You're
late.
wasting my time.
No, I'm not wasting your time. I'm telling you what you need to do.
Get out.
You want kids to come in your class, you want them to get excited for this, you gotta come in here, you gotta make them excited. You want a kid to change and start doing better, you gotta touch his freaking heart. Can't expect a kid to change if all you do is just tell him. You gotta take this job serious. This is the future of this nation. And when you come in here, like you did last time, and make a statement about, oh, this is my paycheck, indeed it is. But this is my country's future and my education, but there's a limit. When I'm not bitching, but simply making an observation.
The rich will never not send their children to college. Let me say that again. The wealthiest people in this country will never not spend money even to send their children to college. They are incentivized to vote for people who will strip away someone's ability to be able to afford college because it gives their children more competition.
Did you know that over 43 million American adults are illiterate? That's nearly 1 in 5 adults who can't fully understand everyday information and struggle with reading simple sentences. They can't easily fill out a job application, follow health instructions, or even help with their kids' schoolwork. But the shock doesn't just stop there. 54% of adults in America are missing the reading skills needed to reach their full potential in today's fast-paced, information-driven world. In a country that celebrates freedom of information, we're quietly leaving behind millions.
Really tired of being shamed for encouraging kids to pursue a college education. Before you jump on your keyboard and rip my throat out, let me be clear that I am not shaming any children for not wanting to seek a college education. But we have got to stop demonizing this path for kids if that's what they actually want to do. I talk a lot about anti-intellectualism on my platform and how destructive and toxic it's getting in 2024. And the narrative from adults to children now is getting to the point where they're not just demonizing higher education or seeking a college education, but they're also now starting to demonize getting a grade school education. And the fact that what they're learning in grade school also does not matter. I mean, this is one reason why I can't take this narrative seriously. Of course, we need to be encouraging all different kinds of career paths because not every kid is going to fit in the mold of college student. We're always going to need construction workers, electricians, plumbers, but the idea that we all just need to stop at a 6th grade education, taking us back like a century and saying, you know what, the only knowledge and skills that you need as a human being are the ones that you need to perform an essential task like a trade is ridiculous.
I'm going to be talking about the real reason why education is being devalued. And what inspired me to make today's video is the current trend around Kai Cenat's Streamer University and seeing how people were reacting to applying to Streamer University and not getting in. A lot of people my age, you know, that are in the midst of going from high school to college and are finishing up college do not want to go to college. They want to become streamers, they want to become influencers, they want to become YouTubers and stuff like that. And that's all good and dandy, especially because making money online is very lucrative and it is becoming such a large industry. But at the same time, from the people that are currently on Streamer University, none of these people have any education and all of them is acting a fool.
I go to college to become an influencer, and I also quit my job like yesterday to like really take this serious. So if you're interested in anything like that, just keep watching.
Are you crazy? You want to quit going to pharmacy school to become a content creator because it has been your lifelong goal? In this economy? Oh wow. In this recession, in this subsidy, you want to live invoice to invoice? That's what you want to do? I'm here to let you know, baby girl, you can't do both. Go to pharmacy school, finish, become a pharmacist, and then be a content creator. Like, I love being a content creator, don't get me wrong, but if you can do both, just do both.
You know, your school didn't teach you how to think. They taught you what to think. And I think we all need to come to terms with the fact that school isn't made to free you. It's made to shape you. It's made to fit you into a system that needs workers, not thinkers. It's always been about obedience. It's never been about awareness. And if you think about it, you spent years memorizing answers to questions you didn't ask. You learned how to follow directions, not how to question authority. And then by the time that you graduate, you're fully prepared to wait for instructions, to look for approval, to fear mistakes. That's not education, that's conditioning. They tell you that good grades equal success. But all that does is teach you how to perform instead of how to think. Because they reward compliance, not curiosity. And that's why most people grow up afraid to think for themselves. They are afraid to question the systems that built them. And the crazy part is the same system that trains your mind to obey, they also own the media that shapes your beliefs. So you're being educated and programmed by the same.
School is a violation of the human spirit. School is a violation of the human spirit. You were not meant to sit in a box and be quiet and be still. And children know that, so they move. That's a violation to do that in school. All of us in this room right now, we can leave here and walk to California. I don't care what kind of medicine you're on. I don't care what kind of condition you're in. The secret is you have to do it at your own pace. The problem is when I'm doing it at somebody else's pace. You might be able to run or walk and average 50, 60 miles a day. I might just do 2 miles a day. The important thing is I get there. That's why the super rich people would never send their children to a school where they have private schools where you do it at your pace. This is a game they play. And so they have to have recess or the thing would blow up.
School doesn't teach you the one thing that actually makes you successful, and that is networking. Another thing that I wish I knew at 18. You can graduate with a 4.0 GPA, but guess what? That GPA is not going to feed you. It's not going to open as many doors as it used to. What can actually absolutely change your life is the people you know and the people who know you. Networking. Absolutely paramount, and I can't even stress how important that is, especially in a world where we live today where things move so fast and everything is over the internet and everything is basically digital now. Think about it, right? Jobs, opportunities, business deals, most of them don't come from random applications. They actually come from relationships, people vouching for you, somebody introducing you to the right person, and then later on down the line, they're like, oh, your phone rings, like, oh yeah, remember we met about 6 months ago, a year ago, I need you to do this job for me. All of a sudden, you're in business. But school never teaches that. They make you believe that your grades are the end all be all. Don't just study for grades, right? Because I'm not saying drop out of school or drop out of high school. But study people, learn how to talk to people, learn how to network and add value to people's lives. Because networking only works if you actually add value to the conversation or you add value to the equation. If you're going to go to somebody and speak or offer your services and it adds no value to what they're already doing, they're not going to be interested. So that's another thing that you have to understand too. You cannot come to the table empty-handed.
What is your nationality?
My nationality is Afro-American.
What is freedom?
Freedom is black power.
What is black power?
Black power is...
Do you know what black power is?
No.
Well, then you should never should never make any statements if you don't know what they mean.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
All right. How old are you, young man?
I am 4 years old.
You're not 4, Aaron. Now you tell me your right age. How old are you? How old are you?
I am 4 years old.
Are you sure you're 4?
Yes.
You're going to let me turn you around and tell you you're some other age? You're 6 years old, Eric.
No.
I can't hear you, Eric.
No.
Are you being frightened by me?
No.
I'm the teacher. I said you're 6.
I am 4 years old.
All right, then. You stand up for it, then. You shouldn't be weak. You stand up and say it. You ought to scream it in my face if I try to tell you different, right?
Yes.
Have a seat. Suppose I had some money in my pocket. Suppose I gave you $1 to say that you're an American Negro. This is money now. Money talks. Money talks. This dollar. If you don't say it, you don't get it. You're an American Negro, aren't you?
No.
You won't have any money. You know you need money, don't you?
Yes.
You need money to live, don't you?
Yes.
All right. All you have to say, Leon, is that you're an American Negro. Aren't you an American Negro? Are you an American Negro?
No.
What are you?
I'm backyard beautiful.
What's your nationality?
My nationality is Afro-American.
Very good, man. Keep it up. Go sit down.
Education is more than reading, more than writing, it's more than math. It should first of all teach our children who they are. You see, if you don't know who you are, then you will not know what to do with your life. And if you don't know what to do with it, then you won't know how to achieve your goals.
It's not a justice system, it's a law system. Like, school is really just prison. If you get lower percentage, they make jail cells for you. So, I mean, they kind of build you up your whole life being in prison. For every 10 students that fail NWEA or unlearn, they make, I think, 5 prison cells because they expect you to fail as you failed your test. So they already are building cells because if you can't count your money, you can't do this and do that, what you really gonna do except for something illegal?
This is what I tell my students. You feel it the earliest in the school to prison pipeline, where kids get policed instead of supported. Suspensions, expulsions, on-campus police officers, all pushing the youth towards the system instead of opportunity. All pushing in youth towards obeying authority instead of finding their own dream. But there are communities pushing back.
You look at the cheese bus in the ghetto and look at the prison bus for juvie, it's the same bus. You look at the hallways in the schools in the ghetto, it's the same. Yeah. It's a school to prison pipeline. Wow. This is a business. You see, government that said it was legal to hang black people from trees, it's the same government today that's not convicting no police officers for shooting black people in the face and broad day on camera. Yeah. This is the same government. So, and so this is why I'm saying do for self. This is why I'm teaching the young generation like, yo, hey, man, you got to have confidence. You got to believe in yourself. Yes. You're going to be dealing with adversity, but don't expect the people that put you in adversity to take you out of adversity. Yeah.
6 years of emotional intelligence in 60 fucking seconds. Number one, I realized I didn't have emotional intelligence. I just had emotional avoidance. I wasn't chill. I was just repressed. Number two, I used to think about being unbothered made me mature. Nah, it made me emotionally unavailable with good posture. AKA my nonchalant guys out there. Number three, I learned not every emotion needs a reaction. Sometimes you just need to breathe, process, and don't text back for your own fucking peace. Number four, I started noticing my triggers weren't caused by people, they were revealed by people. Huge fucking difference. Number five, I learned that empathy isn't actual weakness, it's emotional jujitsu. You can feel everything and still stay centered, if you choose. Number six.
Mental health literacy is the future of mental health education in school. When we say physical health is like mental health, in some ways it's just become a buzzword. We actually need to dive deeper in defining that. So for example, in physical health, you know the difference between a sprained ankle and a broken leg. You know the difference between having diabetes and having cancer. We need to do a similar thing with mental health. We need to have different categories for mental health challenges.
Read the entire article and what they're planning to do, and it looks like a more basic version of the media literacy classes you would get in maybe freshman or sophomore year of college if you were doing journalism or any of the more presentational kind of arts. And there is a standard for media literacy: how to recognize fake information, how to read a scientific paper, how to check for bias. Typically it's a background check on who runs or owns the organization, conflict of interest with sponsors. There's a lot of really good, really basic stuff that everybody should know how to do. And it's something I've been advocating for a long time. I feel like we need a whole class in school about how to think critically and look for fake news.
School literally taught me nothing I actually use in life, right? I know the Pythagorean theorem, but how to Google how to mail a package. I can label the mitochondria in a cell, but I just learned last week you need insurance to drive. They really had us solving for X. Like we'd be doing that mid-breakdown at a gas station. I never needed to know what a parallelogram is, but I sure could have used a class on how not to cry during job interviews. What about teaching us how to start a business? They would never. They want us to be slaves, Bob. Or filing taxes without having a mental breakdown and having to ask your dad what a W-2 is. They should have had a class called How to Not Accidentally Overdraft Your Account. Or Cooking 101, so you don't have to fucking survive on Chef Boyardee and cold rice.
How to be horrifically educated, and this one is one that has legitimately helped me in every situation. First of all, I'm Seth, this is Robin, and we normally teach people how to build a photographic memory. That's on a different website. Here, we're talking about how to be more focused, how to take it back, how to pay attention on purpose. And number 4 is saying, I don't know. Get really used to saying, I don't know. Let it be the first thing that comes to your mind. It'll help with the whole curiosity thing I talked about in the first video. I don't know. As soon as I could do that, as soon as I felt no problem with being wrong, I learned exponentially. That's the cool thing about being wrong, is then you know what's right. You can find out because you know that you're wrong. If you don't know you're wrong and you believe everything that you think, what a place to be.